What's up, y'all, and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Trina, and you are listening to Let's Just Enjoy This. Check. Okay. Today's episode, y'all, it's another one of our Sunday Reset, baby, from the newsletter that I always talk about. The newsletter goes out every Sunday, 7 p.m. CST. Where are you? If you're not there, get there. Transformwithtrina.com. Let's go, baby. Today's episode, we're going to talk about some tiny wins, some big shifts, and some surprisingly good scrambled eggs. I know. Let's just enjoy this. One thing to think about this week. What if how little you know is actually the point? Shout out to Steve Furtick on this one. He introduced it in a really cool way on the message that he gave about a month ago. About a month ago. It was really powerful. It was about pieces, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But just one thing to think about, pieces matter, not the whole puzzle. Okay, clarity is built through action, not overthinking, and it's something that I have to just go through in my brain all the time because I'm always thinking about the next 19 moves. You know what I mean? You would think I would be somebody that's really good at chess, but I honestly never even tried playing chess. So maybe I should. Huh? Something silly that happened this last week was I was trying to work on my mile because you guys remember I did the 9-minute mile at the track, right? So then I was like, well, let's do the 9-minute mile on the treadmill. Hey, Google, what does my treadmill need to be at to get a 9-minute mile? It's like 6.7, by the way. 6.7 on the treadmill. Okay. So I did that. Actually, I did 6.8 because I was like, yo, I'm an overachiever. Why not? So I did 6.8 on the treadmill. There might have been a couple moments where I hopped off and when you're like, I was like talking to myself, like, just keep going. I know this sucks. Just keep going. And then I literally hopped off and I was like, what are you doing? Keep going. But there was a moment when I was running, I looked down at my Apple Watch and I was at like 0.8 miles on the treadmill. I look at my Apple Watch and it's at like 0.6 something miles, So instantly got on my head, jumped off the treadmill. And then I was like, is it my stride? Maybe it's my stride because I know the Apple Watch goes off of like wrist swings, So I Googled it. I freaking Googled it right then and there during my damn workout. And then I was like, okay, what's the proper stride? So then I'm like watching YouTube clips of the proper stride to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, Like it's like something I didn't practice. I just went to the track and I just ran. Like you just run. I don't remember a coach being like, okay, when you hit the ground, you want to contact it here and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I did that over the weekend, looked at my stride, and then I was like, I think I can make this better. So I did a little bit more up instead of out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll report back on how that goes this next week, okay? So stay tuned, okay? Celebrating some wins. My boy Zane and I, shout out Zane if you're listening to this, and you better be. Just kidding. We unofficially agreed to do the DEKA Fit that is coming this September in Austin, Texas. Woo! Okay. Do you know what that is? Do y'all know what that is? Google it. It's got like 10 I don't know if we want to call them obstacles. Sure. And then after that, you got to run like 500 meters. So cool. Crazy, Baby steps to the high rocks. That's coming next. I think. I hope. Maybe. We'll see. For sure. The reason I say unofficially is because we agreed to do it as a team, but we haven't signed up and like spots are running out. So I'm like, we should probably sign up and lock it in. You know what I mean? It's definitely scary thinking about, though. I will tell you that. Scrambled eggs. Yes, scrambled eggs. I know. I mentioned that earlier when this first started, but I'm working on my scrambled egg game. Okay? And yeah, we'll get more into that in a little bit, but scrambled eggs. It's a win. Another win was a super dope freaking workout. Man, I don't know what it is. Like you get this like, when you just lock in? Yes. Super dope workout. Followed by, how they say like don't wait for motivation, just do it. Well, I wasn't waiting for motivation. I was actually motivated and ready to like crush this workout in the morning. And I went in to do it, and like my body was like, no, we're not doing this. Today is not the day. And this was after I pushed like, I think like maybe like 8 or 9 workout days in a row. And I went in there ready to lock in. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is like terrible. Like 20 pounds felt like 80. And then I was like, you know what? I'm already here. Let me just like get on the treadmill and just like walk on an incline. Y'all, 3 miles at like a 6 incline. I was really struggling. I felt like I was sprinting. So then I was like, okay, maybe I need to listen to my body. Maybe I need to listen to my body and take a damn rest. Trina, calm down. So at first I was like, this sucks. I'm not doing what I came in here to do, you know? But then it was like, well, I'm actually like listening to my body. So this is still a win because I saw something, I felt it, and I was like, nope, let's not push this. Let's not push this because we need to get better, you know? Productivity hack of the week. This week, I combined 2 fitness programs into one. I know that sounds crazy, especially because of last week, if you were listening, I was like, I'm doing 20-minute workouts every day. Well, that's slightly changed now that I'm potentially doing a high or a DEKA Fit. You know what I'm saying? I got to push, baby. Can't be showing up there and not bringing it. So yeah, I something that I do for my work and my personal life is I like research apps and different software and stuff like that. And so I have in my arsenal so many great tools for lifting weights and programs and all the things, and it's like overwhelming because I want to do them all right now. But what I took a step back was I took a step back and I was like, what is the most important thing right now? Like, what is the goal right now? What are you trying to do? Oh, DEKA Fit. Let's focus on DEKA Fit. How can we get DEKA Fit, you know? So I analyzed the goals and I analyzed the tools that I had. And I was like, okay, this one I love because it's only 3 days a week and it was created by somebody in Austin and there's a community aspect to it. And they use an app and they talk in the community together, you know, and it just feels like a group and you're not doing it alone. So I was like, definitely going to do that one. And then there was another one that it gives you the flexibility of doing 3 to 5 days. And so, of course, I just did 3 days. You know what I mean? So I did the 3 day program, and those I could actually bust out if I stay focused, like probably 30, 40 minutes. And that's more like strength based and stuff. So I'm like, let's go. Still get like my mobility in and a rest day that I also use Chat GPT to help me on. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, that's been my productivity hack is literally just thinking about like don't forget the why and then like find the how, you know? Don't forget the why. And I did that. I was just like, oh, you got to work out, you got to work out. Just find a program. This one looks cool. This one looks shiny. This one looks new. Let's try that. But instead it was like, no, 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 no. That'll always be there, hopefully. Just focus on the goal. What are we trying to do here? Duh. Be DEKA Fit. What I'm into this week. Okay, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but the Steven Furtick message, essentially, he was talking about pieces, and you don't have to be religious. He's a pastor. You don't have to be religious to understand this, but it was essentially saying that God wouldn't give you something. He wouldn't give you a piece of something. He's going to give you pieces, you know, so that you can continue to grow and grow and grow and be there. I'll just copy what Steve Furtick said. Essentially, he was paying for tennis lessons, and he was talking about how if the instructor was like, here, this week we're going to learn how to hold the tennis racket. And he was like, this is what I'm paying for, how to hold the tennis racket? Like, what are we doing, you know? And then he was like, thank God he did that because if he came to the class and was like, all right, this is how to be a pro tennis player, do all these things, but you don't know how to hold the racket, you're not going to understand how to get to the final piece if you don't know the pieces along the way, you know? And it was just really cool, really powerful. And I just think about that all the time because we always just want the end result. But if we don't go through the steps first, we won't get there. And if we get there too soon, then we will fail, you know? So it's like pay attention to the pieces. The pieces matter. The building blocks matter. So freaking cool. I did link that episode into the newsletter, transformatrina.com. You can find it there. Great message. Next one, ChatGPT. You know, some people love it, some people don't. I don't know. But I use ChatGPT with the programs that I built. Listen, y'all, I was like, I want to do a DEKA Fit. These are the two programs that I am currently looking at doing. Can I do these together and be DEKA Fit? You know? And it like showed me which days to do what things. And then it was like, hey, do you want me to also build you a DEKA Fit simulation that you can do on Saturdays? Yeah. So then, like I said, the DEKA Fit has 10 stations, if you will. This one, it was like, all right, we'll do 5 this week. And then instead of doing the 500 meters between, just start with 200 and work your way up. And I was like, dude, this is sick. Thank you, ChatGPT. The other thing I used it for was meal prepping. Now listen. Okay, listen, y'all. I have myself with my macros. I have my wife with her macros. And then we have our son, Ledger, with his macros. Well, he doesn't really have macros. He has food. But he's essentially, at this point, eating what we eat, just smaller portions, obviously. Sometimes they're pretty big, I will say. He does eat a lot of food. He's only one. But so I use ChatGPT to help me with my grocery shopping and to building me the proper plans. So I'm like, hey, these are the foods that we typically buy. How much should I eat? And how much should my wife eat? And how much should my kid eat? Well, not how much should my kid eat, but just like, how can I take this meal and then use it for my son too? So I did fajitas one night, and I made myself the fajitas, obviously, and then gave him like the chicken, the rice, and avocado, something like that. So it was just really cool because it helped me just kind of brainstorm, but then it also like helped me with like, okay, you're gonna do 6 ounces of chicken tonight, and then you're gonna do this much rice and this much blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And it just like calculates it all for you, and I'm like, this is what I need. Just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. I'll tell you what I like. You tell me how to eat it, when, how much. The other one is I watched this YouTube video, y'all, and I'm over here trying to focus on some stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll just play this in the background. No, I watched the whole thing. It was like, I think it was an hour. And honestly, I don't even want to say who made this because I don't want it to steer anyone away. But it was a Mr. Beast video, which sounds crazy, but it was about 100-pound transformation. Essentially, he gave a guy 365 days, built him a fortress, and was like, you cannot leave this circle until you lose 100 pounds, basically. And if you do, you'll get this much money. And then like every month they had different goals and stuff, like, okay, can you do a pull-up, can you I don't know, can you run an 8-minute mile or something like that, just like random challenges every month. And they would continually do check-ins and stuff. They assigned him a coach, and they helped like work on food and all this stuff, and him and his coach became like besties. And you know what, I don't want to ruin it because you should just watch it, but some crazy stuff happened, and I'm over here crying, just completely like invested in this freaking show. Oh man, it was so good. You got to watch it. But also it just goes to show that sometimes when you try to do something just for yourself, it's easy to like give up and lax and quit and just not now, not now, not now. But when you do something for someone else, sometimes that's the push that you need to like just keep going, and just really push through. And it just matters. So if you think about that, like if you're trying to do something for yourself but you keep failing, like maybe focus on like who else it's impacting, and make that, part of the driver of your why. Life snapshot this week was bananas. I know. Pretty much all the weeks have been bananas lately, but this week was really bananas, and I could feel myself getting like really overwhelmed. And I was noticing it when I was like with my family and stuff, and I'm like, okay, the fumes are getting shorter, but I was like acknowledging it, and I could feel myself like, like just being short instead of like being my fully fledged, like, me, I go deep. So I'm staying a little shallow. I'm not using more of my brain than I need to. I'm not investing into things that just drain my energy for no reason at all, just because that's who I am as a person. Um, and I caught myself, and I remember saying it to Madison, like, okay, I need to go in my office. I need to go brain dump and like get this plan out of my head so that I can clear space to like enjoy time and enjoy this week, And it was really cool. I'm really proud of myself because I caught it, and then I was like, what do I need right now? I need to write down these work items now and set up a game plan for them, get them on the calendar so that I know this is when I'm going to work on them, and get them out of my head so that I can be free. It was holding me back, but now I'm free. Another thing that happened, let's talk about a little quick toddler moment. Ledger is obsessed with the dogs, especially Hank, and Hank was laying on the floor, Ledger kneels down to like give him a big old kiss on his back, like on Hank's back, and he missed Hank and bopped his freaking face on the carpet, and his little lip was bleeding. It was so sad, like a genuine cry, And I was just like, oh, it was just so sad to see it happen. Like you just try to give someone love and then you freaking get hurt. I know what that feels like, buddy. One last thing. I caught myself asking, what's the purpose? What's the point? What's the point of all the things that I'm doing right now? I'm just like chasing all these lovely dreams of mine. And then I'm like, what is the point? What is the purpose? Why am I working out so hard? Why am I doing this? Why do I have all of these goals of mine? What is the point? What is it for? You know? And then I was like, all of it. All of it matters. It's all relevant. It's all connected. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for you, for anyone that I can help along the way, If I could bring joy to someone's life, sign me up, baby. Sign me up. And it's just like, I keep talking about this, but you guys, I'm telling you, that Chris Hemsworth show, Limitless, just like one day I'm literally going to die and I won't be here anymore. So it's like while I'm here, I want to do all the things that I want to do that I'm capable of doing, Like why the hell not? Why are we here just doing jobs and dishes and laundry and little things like that, It's like I'm here, I'm alive. I'm already freaking 40. So if you think about that, let's say I live to be 100, I'm already 40% complete. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm trying to be 80 years old and run a marathon, okay? I'm going to watch this clip back in 40 years and I'm going to run a freaking marathon. Watch me. But it's crazy to think about, It's the clock is ticking, it's not going to stop, and then one day I'm going to be gone. So that's the purpose, To just live the best life that I can be so that when I'm 90, still running around, I feel accomplished and complete and like really proud of myself. And my son will be really proud of me too. And if we have more kids, they'll be damn proud of me as well, And I hope you will be. And I hope this for you too. You know what I mean? We're all in this together. Tiny shifts, baby. Huge results. Let's go. All right, y'all. Time for the fun PS, baby. Scrambled eggs. Yes. Okay, so for the longest time, I've been like, dude, I just don't make good scrambled eggs. Like, I suck at making scrambled eggs. That's what it is. And like with Ledger, making him scrambled eggs a lot, he just like doesn't seem to eat them very often, but he'll eat Madison's more. And she just makes nice, fluffy, beautiful eggs, And I'm like, I just suck at making scrambled eggs. And I woke up the other day and I was like going in the kitchen to make my ugly scrambled eggs. And I was like, why don't I just learn how to make scrambled eggs? And I bet you I could find a TikTok that's going to be 30 seconds long and give me the answer. And I found two TikToks. I went with the Gordon Ramsay one because it's Gordon Ramsay. Hello. And by the way, he makes his scrambled eggs in a pan, not a pot. I mean, a pot, not a pan. I always do that. What's the thin one? A pan? A pot. A pot. He makes his scrambled eggs in a pot. So I did what he did. And I had nice, fluffy eggs. I used butter also, not just olive oil. I know. It's crazy. But they were freaking beautiful and fluffy and yummy. And I'm just like, I don't suck at making scrambled eggs anymore. And that's literally all it took. I spent more time saying I suck at making scrambled eggs than watching a 30-second video and then just trying something different. What? Isn't that just crazy? The things that we do that we're just like, I suck at this. And you just like never try to be better. You could try. Especially with the internet now. You could just Google it. How do I fix my stride? You see what I did there? Okay. But it's just crazy the things that we have at our fingertips and we just like don't utilize it for whatever reason. I don't really know, but that's just who we are as people. But we can just use Google and just Google something really quick and be like, oh, I didn't know I could do this. Let's try to be better, You're only bad at something until you're not. You know what I'm saying? Put that on a t-shirt. Put that on a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Try the thing. Watch the tutorial, Learn. You just might surprise yourself. Seriously. All right, y'all. That is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, please start there. I record these a week behind, so the newsletter comes out. It's from last week. I post my newsletter every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central. Get in there. Transformwithtrina.com. All of the topics that I talked about today are going to be linked in that episode, newsletter, whatever. Go there, get after it. Appreciate you guys. If y'all stay till the end, someone give me a thumbs up. If you stay till the end, say scrambled eggs, okay? Oh, I love it. That is funny to me. I don't know. Okay, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank you guys again so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And let's go and have a kick-ass freaking week. Crush it. Do something for yourself. Try something new. Google how to do something that you've always been saying that you're bad at. Like, just do it. Just do it. You will surprise yourself. You're doing better than you think. Okay? All right, I'm out of here. Let's just enjoy this, baby.